Good day and welcome to another edition of Outside Genie, where we will be looking and doing a preview of the racing today from Fairview. Again on the polytrack, I'm wondering whether these guys still have a turf track. Maybe somebody stole a turf track. I'm not sure, but all we get from Fairview these days is polytrack, polytrack, polytrack. And to be quite honest, I'm not a very big fan of polytrack myself. So today is the 20th of November. Before we start looking at the fields and the betting, just the one or two points I would like to touch on. First of all, for the persons who are watching this video for the first time, what we do is we form analysis and we do a form analysis of horses, and then we pick outsiders that we give to the punters that I can add into their play and maybe get a bigger dividend, of which I will show you an example just now. So we are available on social media, and also if you want to subscribe, just click the subscribe button and ring the bell. Now, I must admit, yesterday was not one of my best days, but those things happen and one has to just work through it and carry on. But saying that, I did manage to tip the guys the first race quartet, which paid 1,600, and then one that I'm a bit proud of. And as I just said now, we give you outsiders that you can include into your selections, and if you do, you can then get a bigger dividend. So in race 7, I gave an outsider. The horse was 40 to 1. It ran third, it paid 720 a place. And one of my members let me know that Hollywood Bets was offering 10 to 1 a place on this horse, Balotero, that ran third. And by running third, I'm sure he boosted the quartet dividend. And I did give the quartet that selections for a layout of 360 Rand. You would have gotten back 14,399 Rand, which is not too bad. If you took that, you would have been standing in a payout queue, collecting your money, laughing, and thanking Outsider Genie. We do offer a daily subscription service, and here is what I have for you. I've got a package for you now, special offers for if you sign up now till end of November for 200 Rand. That will include a special preview. What I do on these big race days, I do a race by race preview of the Pick Six. And also, you get our video, how to read a computer form included. That's a video, because I'm from the opinion you need to have the right tools. A plumber have certain tools, carpenter have certain tools, a punter must have the right tools. And one of the right tools that you need to do a proper analysis of the horse's form. And the only thing that you can use to do that is the computer form. Then I've got a package for you, and keeping in mind that my package of normally 500 Rand a month, I will give you a package from now till the end of December for only 500 Rand, which include my videos, how to read computer form, and then how to pick a winner and find an outsider of computer form. Now that video is actually about punt to win, how to punt to win, and how to find an outsider. And I can assure you the value you're going to get from that. I've got feedback of people saying, "Yo, they're already using my you know, tips or recommendations I gave them, and they're getting more winners than they're getting losers these days." If you don't want to subscribe, but you just want to have those two videos, they are 100 Rand each, or you can get both for 175 Rand. Then on Black Friday, I'm going to have a special offer which will be revealed on the 25th of November. Watch out for that special package. It will be something worth your while. You can WhatsApp us on 083 585 5133 to arrange your package. Now, if you do subscribe, what you get is race by race selections, outright winner, and two possible outsider selections. What I do is I give you an outright winner. That winner can be any price. It's not just normally the favorites. And then I give you two possible outsider selections in no particular order. And I also give you all to come recommended all to come doubles. I give you value bets, normally 6 to 1 or better. Best bet of the day. I don't give you 9 to 10. You can find that yourself. And like the one I gave on the Vaal of the 9th of November, Big City Gold jumped at 7 to 1, opening betting at the time of selections. By the time the horse jumped, he was 7 to 2. So if you took my early advice, you could have got the 7 to 1. Then I give trifectas and quartet selections. And we have some huge payouts before. The best one so far is for 17,000. And our latest one was yesterday, the fall, where we gave you the pick six for 14,399 for a layout of 360 Rand. Then we also give affordable PA and pick sixes. You can take our numbers, or players ease, or take our numbers, add them to your selections. This is how you will receive the information. It will be on a WhatsApp group. You will receive this PDF document every day, race by race selections, the pick six, the PA, quartet and trifecta selections, the all to comes, and the daily value bet, your best bet, and your all to come doubles. So this concludes this section of the video. So let us now move on to the racing for today, where we're racing from Fairview. Just before I really going to start, just want to mention something about the video. Some people want me to do more analysis on per race. Other people say, no, I must keep the video as short as possible. So I try and keep the video within a half an hour range, trying to satisfy everybody. So the first race at Fairview, just have a look at the betting. I'm just waiting for this thing to conclude its spooling, which it does every morning. Right, here we have number 3, Autumn Sky, 9 to 10, 3 to 1, Mary and Haste, 11 to 1, Showtime Baby, Absolute Fab, 12 to 1, Electric Daisy, 12 to 1, Sienna, 16 to 1, 20 to 1, and longer the rest. So here we have a strong favorite, and I'm going to stick with the favorite. This favorite has got some useful Cape Town form, and Autumn Sky from the ex-Justin Snape, now of Duncan McKenzie, Louis McCotra riding from draw 1. This horse has been running against some decent opposition in Cape Town, and might just be too strong for this field. In the outsider selections in this race is numbers 4 and 5, absolutely fab. Did improve last time. I don't know if Lara Hewitson will be riding today because she wasn't riding yesterday. And I think there is a rule that says if you don't ride, you can't ride for 48 hours. So you'll have to check the changes to see who will be riding this horse. But this horse did improve last time out over the 1200 meters. Today going over the 1300 meters, but was running on and has had some, ran against some useful horses before. Fairy Godmother, Joyful Noise, not, are these reasonable animals. So look out for absolutely fab. Then number 5, Showtime Baby, Captain L by Jetmaster Mir, nicely bred, and has also shown improvement in the last 2 races, and I think this horse will keep on improving. Here we have number 6, Electric Daisy, also in with a chance, but did disappoint a little bit behind Black Moss. But I think with Ferraris on board today, drawn 12 must have a chance, but unfortunately the draw is a bit wide. Also look out for number 1, Mary and Haste, also an ex-horse coming from KwaZulu-Natal, has had a few runs on the poly. The form not that strong, but I think the form is that this horse has actually run against some decent oppositions in the past, so might also be involved in the finish. So let's go to race number 2, where we have Number 1, Untamed Tiger 14-10, Forest of Green 33-10, Denim and Jeans 4-1, 8-1 TF, 8-1 Global Keys 14-1 and longer. Scratch number 5, Stallies. Now, the favorite is number 1, Untamed Tiger. Now, this horse is going over 1,200 meters, and I'm not so sure if this horse can do this distance. He's tried this distance before, 4 times, unplaced. But yeah, I see here he did show some early speed, and then they tried him over longer distances. Maybe they're bringing him back because of his early races where he had some early speed. But my selection in this race is number 4. I did also fancy him last time out, but he didn't. He ran an indifferent race last time out. But I think the -4 today will suit him, and I'm looking for Forest of Green today to go in here. Outside of selections, number 7, um, TF, TF Crusade by Vaal has shown some improvement after the excellent first run, and then last time out behind Lookout House and definitely beyond Winter Action. I think this horse can improve. Then here we have a first timer from Gavin Smith with Marker van Rensburg. Please look out for this horse. If there's any betting support, you need to follow, because this horse is by Global View, and these Global Views are running well, and it looks to me they are running exceptionally well on the poly. So do watch out for Global Keys. This is not a very strong field. He can easily win this race. So let's move on to race number 3. Oh, yes. Denim and Jeans also improved last time out. Can also be involved in the finish. Do include in your calculations. Here's race number 3. Tiafola 19-10, 92 Basili Santo Baltic Beat 11-2, Love Potion 11-2, 6-1 40 Days, 6-1 Karokam, 12-1 and Better the Rest. Scratch number 7. Now here, my selection is number 4. Number 4 ran behind Tiafola last time out, only beaten 3.75 lengths. Now today there's a 4.5 kilogram swing in the favor of Love Potion, and I'm sure that this will definitely make a big difference and bring Love Potion closer to Tiafola. But the problem is drawn 10, but hopefully the jockey can overcome that problem. But this horse has also run against some like Global Drummer, Brazil Nut, definitely no slouches. And I think at Love Potion today, I'm looking for this horse to run a huge race. Then outside of selections, number 2, Baltic Beat, Gavin Smith. This horse has beaten Moon Game. Moon Game has won again since Hidden Fluence ran a good race the other day. Up early is also, I think, under upgrade. So my second selection, Baltic Beat, can easily beat number 4, Love Potion. Teofilo definitely also in with a chance, but I don't think the price on it is a bit short. So I just wanted to mention here, Love Potion won under Fairview Turf, hasn't won under Poly yet, but did one well that day. So maybe Exacto is not out of the order here. Gavin Smith Exacto. My other outsider selection is number 6, Karokaram. Has also been running there about 3 lengths behind 5 lengths, but did improve last time a little bit. Ran on late, can do so again today over the 1200 meters. So let's move on to race number 4. A very, very open race here. A merit rated 90 handicap. Let's look at the betting. Tarsa 16-10, 7-2 Omega Onslaught, Philos 6-1, Daimi 13-2, Aqua Delta 13-2, Bob's Car 8-1, 10-1 Dolphin 25-1. The rest scratch number 7. Yeah, I think this race is much more open than the betting suggests. 16-10 Tarsus, and therefore my selection is number 10, which is Aqua Delta. This horse only carries 53. Did run well behind Tarsus today. Last time out, has got a turnaround in the weights, and I think that turnaround can bring them much closer. Aqua Delta has also run against some useful opposition in the bigger centers before, and I think is improving and can easily go in here for Duncan McKenzie and his owners. Also nicely drawn 4. Outsider selections is number 4. Philos, this horse also doesn't know when to give up. He's always there and thereabouts. Can easily land up in a number 1 box. And number 5, Daimi, also a horse that keeps on running between the places. And one of these days he's going to land up in the number 1 box. Dolphin also a horse that's been running well, getting the places. Yeah, also can, surprise, improve to win this race. Then we move on to race number 5. Is a merit at 84 handicap class C, average merit rate in 79. Here we have number 3, Wallace Simpson, 3-1, 72, Pulis Bliss. Beethoven, 16-1, 13-2, Let's Blaze. Lord Marshall, 8-1, Bolt Strike, 8-1. Mirage, 10-1. For the last time, 12-1. Wicked Green, 12-1. Beyond Temptation, 12-1. Indy Eyes, 50-1. I think also a very open race, where my first selection is number 7, Miraz, for Gavin Smith stable. This horse has his first run here, but this horse at one stage had, was a bit of a talking horse, but things didn't pan out and he struggled to win, but he did win two races. And maybe the change of scenery, stable, everything um, might be to the good. Also getting the -4, and I think Miraz today will definitely run a huge race. Has run on a polish before in Natal, where it finished 16th behind a boy over 1200 meters, which I think was too short. The 1600 meters might also be short. So even if this horse doesn't win today, keeps on following it. My outside selection, Lord 6, Lord Marshall. This 8-year-old, he doesn't know when to give up. He always runs his heart out, and I think today will be no different. He will be there when the photos are taken. In outsider selection, number 11, Let's Blaze, also improving, as won a novice and then ran second behind Norfolk Pine. So definitely with this weight of 54 from draw 7, can also be involved in the finish. Wallace Simpson is a horse that keeps on disappointing. He did win his second race, but after that, he's battling to find the number 1 box. Always find there's one horse to beat him. Yeah, but maybe today will be his day. Who knows? Her day. It is me. It's me. But yeah, I think she will be going to the breeding barn soon. Her damn King's Empress. That was the horse from Corey Linsley, he brought it for the horse from Kimberley to win a grade 1 at 100-1 at Terfontein. I'll never forget that day. Wow, I couldn't believe my eyes when that happened. And I'm sure the rest of South Africa, I think the only Oaks who backed that horse was the owner and the trainer, because nobody else did. He had this horse from Kimberley. I think it was actually his first race as well, if I'm not mistaken, on her first race. Yes, he comes out and wins a grade 1. Yeah, and then, you know what? And then the trainer went, the owner went, and he took the horse away from the trainer, and the horse never really performed after that. Yeah, Karma is a beach. Now we move on to race 6, merit rate of 68 handicap, class D, average merit rate of 66. Let's look at race 6. Here we have latest price 15-4, 4-1 Euro Storm, 9-2 Najensky and Son, up early 5-1, all the 7 6-1, 6-1 phantom rolls, 10-1 and longer the rest. Here my first selection is number 6, up early. I really think that this horse is, since it changed stable and came to the PE and on the poly track, is really on the upgrade. I think he won easier last time than Consett. I remember watching the race, and I feel up early today can go in again. Therefore, my first selection to win this race. Outsider selections, number 2, all the 7s also improving, also been running there and thereabouts. Ferraris from draw 1, definitely a huge chance in this race. Then other horses, Spirit of Song, getting the -4. I have run against some strong opposition in the past, but the in and out sort, but on his day can run, including to your pick 6. Najenskin's son, also my other outsider selection, always runs well. There and thereabouts, won at 20-8 2 runs ago, and definitely have got a chance in this field again. Hero Storm also ran second, also not without a prayer. So let's go to race number 7, which is the November Stakes non-black type over 1400 meters class B, average merit rating 96. Here the betting is number 4, Marmara C, 15-20, 7-2 Spectra Force, Earth Hour 7-1, Kimberly Star 7-1, Baranski 8-1, 10-1 Purple Diamond 25-1, the Highwayman. Yeah, no, this race is going to be a nice race to watch. It's going to be a test for Marmara C, who's now 6 runs unbeaten in PE, and all of them on the poly. This horse just, this horse runs and there and thereabouts, and the next moment she's in the race going away. And I think the only opposition today you can expect is from number 6 Spectra Force. He has run against some decent opposition in the Cape, but yeah, I don't know if he'll be up to this mare. But do include this. They won't bring this horse all the way from Cape Town just to come and show you in the poly track. That I'm definitely sure of. So just include number 6 Spectra Force as backup. So let's move to race number 8, which is a Phillies mare 64 handicap over 1600 meters class D, average merit rating 65. Here we have 5 Gimme Andy 16-10, Perfect 5 par with 72, La Duchesse 92, 6-1, Corelia, a Fleet Flyer 14-1, Irish Fling 14-1, 16-1, and better the rest. So let's have a look here at the field. My first selection here is number 3. Perfect Pathway, a Silvano filly by Spectrum Me. What nice breeding. Going over the 1600 meters, has done it before, but didn't do so well. It was in Kenilworth, now in PE. This horse ran on nicely behind Up Early. If Up Early goes well today, then obviously that will enhance your chances. Also run well against Bloom, drawn 6, and I really feel that this horse today is going to run a huge race over the 1600 meters. Do include in all your play. In my outsider selections, number 1, I'm Global. This horse also has won over 1600 meter before, but it's getting the -4. Has been running there and there about, some good, some not so good. But last time out did show a little bit of pace over the 1600 meters, and maybe will strip a little bit fitter and can be the upset today in the pick 6. Number 2, Fleet Flyer, also a Mishak approval. They do like the poly and the sand. And also there and there about 3 lengths, just gotten beaten. He's been trying for a long time, 707 days without a win, but not bad for a horse. It only cost 9,000 rand, but I am thinking You have a look here, Nippy Sweetie up early. One of these days, a fleet flyer is going to stand in the number 1 box. Then your favorite is Gimme Ann, number 5. Also not without a chance, did win a maiden and then ran third behind Linda Lovelace. I'm not too sure about that form, but I see this horse do finish fast, always fastest 400 to mini finish, so we'll be running on at the end. So let's move on to race number 8, or race number 9, sorry. Race number 9 is a Fillies and Mares, another Fillies and Mares, handicap 68, Class D, average merit rating 66. Here we have number 5, Overcount 5 to 2, Cana 5 to 1, Caesar Rockstar 11 to 2, Prince of Fire 11 to 2, Sao Paulo 6 to 1, Burn Paper Sky 6 to 1, 14 to 1, and longer the rest. So here we have the 9th race over 2,000 meters. And here my first selection is number 9, She's a Rockstar, another Mishak approval. Did run well behind Colorado Springs, and I do feel that Colorado Springs is a up and coming horse, so he did well. He also ran second against Hawthorne, who's no slouch earlier. Also ran before that against Nippy Sweetie, and I'm looking today for She's a Rockstar to involve in the finish. In one of my outsider selections, number 10, Princess of Fire, did win over the 69 meters, now going over the 2000, but I've got no doubt that the 2000 more will suit, and did run his last 2 races, both fastest 400 to finish, and could be running on well over this 2000 meters. Also, a horse that I like is number 11, Burnt Paper Sky. Also, the 2000 meters will suit. Also, run about the race behind Colorado Springs. Do include another horse you need to include. I'm just going to scroll up here. Is number 1, and that is Sao Paulo. This horse is also running on, always running on, always running on. But I haven't run over 2000 before. It's only had 1 run on the turf. But I think the 2,200 meters, this 8-year-old mare should have been breeding by now. But anyway, that's not my concern. But from draw 11, but we'll be running on do include in all your quartet and trifecta selections. So that brings us to the end of this preview. I hope I could point you in the right direction for a few winners. And as I always say, break a leg.